Hello there, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a good week. And I begin by showing you a Sunday lunch using, of course, the roast potatoes and the Yorkshire puds that I had in the freezer. Makes life so much easier. I'm very glad to have them. The weather has very definitely changed, and I was off to see my mum and remembered I have some gloves that I've yet to use. You might recall I bought these back in April. They still have labels because I haven't worn them yet. In the bag there, I have my leather gloves, but I didn't want to wear those. I chose the navy because I was wearing this scarf and thought that went quite well. And these are the ones where you can use your mobile phone because the heart on the end of the fingers there are so you can scroll on your phone, and they work brilliantly. I'm very happy with these. And here I am modelling them, holding the flowers that I was taking to my mum. Back home to a late breakfast of noodles with a fried egg, and I've put some spring onion in the frying pan to cook within the egg. The only decorations I've had out for Halloween have been my lanterns, and oops, what's happened here? That's right, I couldn't resist. I've got the Christmas tree up on the landing. So the house has been a complete mix of Christmas / Halloween. It's very confused. And it was time to try the Fray Bentos pie. Now, I'm not going to waste time with this and give explanations. I'm just going to get right into it in just one moment. But first, I'm going to try these Pringles. I'd actually just tried them and failed to record any of it, so this is take two. But they're Pringles. I don't really know what to say. I'm not a food reviewer, and I just like to try festive foods. However, I never really know what I expect, because at the end of the day, these are just Pringles, and they describe them as pigs in blanket flavour. They're very nice. They taste like smoky bacon. So there you go. If you want something that looks festive, has a festive name, they're great, but they're smoky bacon crisps. So the Fray Bentos pie, I cooked it, and here I'm waiting for it to deflate slightly. It was quite scary the way it was bubbling. And I've spoken about these before and how I used to love them growing up. And I understand that the two pies I've tried are quirky. They're fun, the macaroni cheese pie and this festive pie, but I don't know what's gone on with Fray Bentos. I really don't. Even the pastry doesn't taste as good as it used to. And I didn't like this. I didn't think this was very good at all. I didn't like the texture of the gravy. There's nothing about this that I can say I liked. Even the pastry tasted different. And here you can see I'm kind of reluctant to try any of that. I really didn't want to, but had to. So I tried the tiniest bit I could. And that was enough. I feel quite let down, if I'm honest, about Fray Bentos pies these days, because everything about them is different to how I recall, and I understand. I look back with fondness of foods when growing up, but you always knew where you were with a Fray Bentos pie. It was always quite filling, it was good pastry, and it was delicious. And again, I know that the two I've tried have been quirky, just bits of fun, but it's food, it's still food, and I expect a certain standard, and you just don't get it with Fray Bentos pies anymore. It's really sad. So I think I have bought the last Fray Bentos pie for quite some time. Very disappointed. So I washed out the tin. I put the pie and the pastry out for the birds, or the fox. We have a fox who turns up in the garden sometimes, or Tiger, but Tiger wasn't impressed either. So I'm just showing you the ingredients here if you wish to have a look. And it supposedly serves two. That would be two very mean portions, and mainly of pastry. So my walk back down memory lane with Fray Bentos is well and truly over. Such a beautiful time of year, isn't it? I was admiring the colours of the leaves in the garden. I'm watching a squirrel. He waits for the food to fall from the bird feeders there. Sometimes he just goes up and helps himself, but sometimes he does things this way. Let's try something else festive now, shall we? The Gingerbread Maltesers chocolate. So I've got a cup of tea, I've got the chocolate, this is what it looks like, just a reindeer shaped chocolate. And let's cut it and have a look. Inside it just looks like normal Malteser bar with a slightly coffee coloured hue to it. I tasted it and it tasted like Malteser, which is great, but then there was this very subtle but noticeable flavour of gingerbread, very delicate, but it was there and it was lovely. This is really nice. There's always the worry with gingerbread that it might be a bit overpowering, but no, this is good chocolate, good flavour. I'm going to buy these again. I had half and I saved half for Bill to try, but I give this 10 out of 10. Very nice. Weekly shop now. All of these flowers were half price. I was very happy with that. So these roses and Ostromeria bouquets were £3 each. The roses are in good condition, so that's a bit of a bargain. And I also found some freesias in a very Halloweenish orange for £2.50. So of course I got those too. Not much reduced in the food aisles, but I got a few bits and pieces. So eggs, very timely as I wanted to make a quiche and more Yorkshire puddings. Bill fancied some breaded camembert. This wasn't reduced, but I got that anyway. And this chocolate sundae, 90p. Had to get this when I saw it. I do so love this dip. Next week there will be no Halloween bits and pieces in the shop, so when I saw these cakes I decided to pick those up. And there we are, Christmas. Another pumpkin and this soup. It's just so good. Really like this soup. I'm not even a soup person, but I love this soup. And yum, this cake is so good. Red cabbage just to go with a Sunday lunch. And a cat. Always likes to keep his eye on me. He had a slightly upset stomach last week, but he's okay again now. No reduced salad, so I bought Caesar salad, and again, because these won't be around for much longer, more of the pumpkin-shaped crumpets. And so this is the more interesting parts of the weekly shop. I've moved my cake stand. I've put it in the corner of the kitchen there. And why have I moved it? Well, Christmas will be installed soon. Not just yet. I like how the shelves look here. And I love this pumpkin, the black and white pumpkin. found it in the B&M. Price said £8, on the shelf edge it said £4, it was £4, but it worked so well in the kitchen. I really like that, so I'm going to leave that for another couple of weeks. And why have I got a golden glow? Well, of course, I had to buy some more fairy lights. And I do love mice ornaments, so when we saw this mouse with his wine and his glass, just had to get it. He's so funny, he's so cute. £2.99 from the range, and he'll go quite nicely with the rest of the mice ornaments that we have. So you can see I'm still autumn, I'm Christmas. I really like having the autumn look and working on Christmas, the crossover that always happens in the house at this time of year. I enjoy it. It might be a bit confused, but I like it. So this is my Ralph Lauren inspired update. I got this throw in the range. I got it in green because I didn't like any of the navy ones. I got a small cushion pad for that cushion cover and some cushion pads for the tartan cushion covers. These blue velvet cushion covers were priced at £10 but actually came up at £8. And along with the red velvet cushions from last year and the red throws, I think it's going to look really cosy and very Ralphish. I do like that the tartan kind of matches his book cover there. I'm excited. I think it's going to look really nice when it's all done properly. Clearly that's not done properly. I don't think I need to buy anything else for the Ralph Lauren look, and I've found a use for the ribbon. Rather than replace the lampshades, I've just tied ribbon around the shades and tied it into a bow. So it gives that Ralph Lauren look, but on a budget. Friday morning now, looks like a complete mess, but I had lots to do. I wanted to make a quiche, prep parsnips and Yorkshire puddings for the freezer, and make mashed potato for dinner, and also had flowers to arrange. Had I not known that Henry was safely upstairs, this would have stopped me in my tracks. Well, it did kind of stop me in my tracks because it looks like Henry out there, and it caught my eye. This is not Henry, the very, very elusive member of Cat Club, and he's eating cheese. I'd put some out for the birds after I'd made the quiche, and not Henry decided he wanted to eat the cheese. He did see me watching him, but he wasn't that bothered. I honestly thought he was going to come and peer in at the window and say thank you for the cheese here, but he was just running past to go down the side of the house. Later in the day, Tiger appeared. You didn't see him at all last week, so I bribed him with some ham to show his face. Bill was home, so Tiger went to say hello to Bill. And the other member of Cat Club, Pixel, has been seen, but not on video. I've got a photo of him instead. At 2:02 on Wednesday morning, the security light went on and I looked out and there was Pixel on the path, so I took a photo. There he is. And last week when I talked about Violet coming home at weekends, and I said we had Friday night dinner, it's because she wasn't home on the Friday. She went to Norwich to see her friend who's at uni there, and then on the Saturday morning they went into London because there was an anime exhibition, and she got all of these pictures. This is a Ghibli one she got for Bill, so they're all going to go in a frame and go on the gallery wall. And she likes the Demon Slayer, and so she got this and met the voice actor who plays this character. Can't tell you the name, I literally have no idea. But she was quite excited, quite nervous to do this, quite excited, and I'm really pleased that she did that, to go and meet a voice actor. So I'm going to put it in a frame and get that on the gallery wall. But we say to her that the uni experience isn't just about getting your degree, it's about everything, growing as a person, doing things like this, going out and about with your friend on a train. And she was home this weekend, but of course we had a situation in England, and of course that affected her journey back to uni. So she's been home an extra night this week, and then Monday, as I record this voiceover, Bill has actually driven her back to uni because there are issues on the train line. What a world we live in. So back to my food prep. So 3 hours, I think it was, in the kitchen, and I had my quiche, which was very thin, but it was okay. It was okay. And made my Yorkshire puddings. These are ready to go in the freezer. These I've just got out of the freezer to put in a bag, my parsnips. And I'd made mashed potato, which will just be reheated in the microwave later on. Really like to do this kind of thing on a Friday morning. Last week I did share the recipe, but this is basically it. I'm just covering up the gravy section there so you can see exactly what I use. And where it says cover and refrigerate for an hour, I just leave it in the fridge until I'm ready to bake the Yorkshire pudding, so it can be an hour, 2 hours, who knows, but it's the recipe I use, it always works. Finally got a calendar. We all share one calendar, so I have a bit of a splurge with our calendar, and we decided to go with tea light candles from Saint Evil. It's very pretty. It came with this postcard which Violet has taken back to uni with her to put on her pinboard. The smell as I opened this was so good. So you get a list on the back of the fragrances. Happy to see there's a wintertime one there, and there's also one tea light holder. It is quite pricey, but when you share one decent calendar, I do believe it's worth the money. Certainly wouldn't buy one of these each, no. I'll just show you Violet's room before I go, and I've put some nice warm tartan bed linen on her bed, and oops, another tree. I've used the remote control lights on this tree, so it's easy when she's in bed just to switch it off. They do come on flashing, but that's okay, it's easy to override that. I have shared the link before, but I'll link them below again because they're such good lights. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.